In this battle, we are taking on Dylan the Hyper C, aka Felix W, and I gotta be careful here because his Pokemon, they get down, they don't play. So I need to make sure, I use this information. I needed to be aware. He did give me that advance warning. So anyways, he did have the team preview off, so I decided that I was just gonna leave it Beedrill. It's not what I always like to do because when I like to play against the higher level opponents, I figured that they were going to expect the Beedrill to come out first, so I act accordingly to that. And sometimes I expect them to expect me expecting that, so then I just go into Beedrill anyways, or I'll find a different Pokemon to start with. So anyways, right here, of course, I'm going to have to go for the Protect. This game unfortunately runs on a Genetics mechanic, where you use your pre-Mega Evolution speed on the first turn. I really wish they would change that because, they have Z moves, so I mean, like, I figured that it would make sense for them to have the Gen 7 mechanic, which is clearly better for a lot of Pokemon like Beedrill that really needs that initial speed off the line. So anyways, I was going right for a U-turn. I think he might have expected to get the outspeed there, although he didn't, and that's too bad for him. So Magnezone comes in next because I'm thinking if he don't got a ground type, then I can just Volt Switch out. And unfortunately, he does have a ground type available, which is his Garchomp. So I'm going to have to switch out here. But I got Tangrowth available for this Garchomp, so it's not going to be, too big of an issue. Although he reveals here that he actually has Substitute, which is the first time I've seen this. This is definitely a unique case because most Garchomp users like to go for just like a Sword Stance and then attacking set. Sometimes you'll see Stealth Rock on some Stealth Rock like leads. I don't know, it really depends. You normally just see offensive Garchomp in the Brick Bronze meta, but I've recently been seeing a different breed, and that battle will come out sooner or later in the future, where I fought a guy that had that available. So anyways, here of course I'm going to have to go for the Giga Drain. That's really my only option, and nothing really wants to switch in on this Garchomp. The base 130 attack is really high, especially after a Sword Stance, and he goes for a Dragon Rush, which is a pretty risky move. Normally I prefer to run Outrage because you got that actual accuracy. However, it does have no drawbacks, unlike Outrage and Dragon Claw with its weak power. So anyways, here I figured I could take another hit and I should just finish him off with a Giga Drain. And Tangrowth, it's gonna be a-okay because I'll just switch him out and the HP should come back, and I'll probably just find some more opportunities to bring it in later in the game. And worst case, I could even just use it as a sack Pokemon. So now he goes into his Charizard, and Charizard has potential to be scary normally, but because you don't really know what it's gonna Mega Evolve into. X and Y are two drastically different Pokemon. So anyways, I decided that Heatran would work here because if it's a Mega Charizard X, I do have that Air Balloon, so I will be able to fire off an Earth Power and do some big damage. So anyways, here I don't think this guy knows what Heatran packs. It has Flash Fire, so he can't use any fire type attacks against this. And I'm just gonna go right for a Toxic, not because, well, mainly because I can't really do too much to him other than Magma Storm, and I'd rather just get that guaranteed chip in case he tries to switch out. So I'm going to fire off another Magma, or I'm going to fire out the first one, what am I saying? But it does some pretty nice damage here, and this Charizard is most definitely going to go down in the next turn. It is tempting to kind of let him die to the Toxic and the Magma Storm, although I figured I'd finish him off because there have been times where I try and rely on the Toxic and the Magma Storm to finish him off so I can save my PP, but then they somehow end up living and then get off another hit, making the situation worse. So it's best to play it safe here. So now he goes into the Lucario, and it is mad tempting to just fire off a Magma Storm and take this out of the equation, although I don't want to have to take the risk of him going for a close combat, so I switch it to Glasgow. Although if I went for a Magma Storm there, that would have been the end of this Lucario, and that's too bad. So anyways, I figured that I'm just going to fire off an Earthquake. It should do really big damage to this Lucario, and then Magnezone should come in and finish him off with a Hidden Power Fire, even a Wall Switch if need be. But it turns out this is a Mega Lucario. Now I'm not entirely sure if this boosts its defenses. I know it boosts its offenses to really high levels, like adaptability Mega Lucario is crazy. But now he goes for an Ice Punch, which is surprising. I was never expecting to see that on a Lucario, but I'm not too concerned here because Magnezone is going to be able to kill this, and it has the Magnet Pull, so he can't even switch out, so this is a guaranteed KO. Now my biggest regret here was going for the Hidden Power Fire. Wall Switch most definitely would have sufficed, even T-Balled, but that was a mistake in a sense, and he actually ends up going into Gardevoir here, and this is the first time I've seen Magnet Pull get used against me. It's kind of funny. I was not expecting this to be such an effective counter, and I don't even know if he is aware of how effective this is against Magnezone, because I'm locked into Hidden Power Fire and I can't even Dynamax out of it. So this is not a good situation for me. However, it's not like this Gardevoir can really do too much to Magnezone unless it has like Focus Blaster. I think Mystical Fire, I don't know if Gardevoir gets that, maybe Hidden Power Fire. But I decided to just start firing off Hidden Powers, and he misses the first Hypnosis, and he misses the second Hypnosis, which is kind of unfortunate. That's not a pleasurable thing to see. So I'm thinking, alright, well, I'll get one more, and now he's gonna land it. But he misses again. This is actually kind of funny. You don't see that every day. So I'm gonna hit him with the fourth one. He surely is gonna land this one, but it looks like he misses it again. This is actually sad. Like, I've never seen someone with such horrible luck. Like, what even happened there? He got robbed. Like, I mean, he shouldn't have landed it at least on the second one, but it is what it is. That's kind of funny. Like, he literally didn't even get anything off on this Magnezone because of that BS. But it is what it is. Sometimes RNG isn't your friend. But I don't think it would have really changed the outcome of this battle anyways, because Beedrill would just come in and clean the game once I get it in. Although ideally my goal is to try and keep as many Pokemon alive, because for me there is some satisfaction with having as many as you can keep alive. Like, when the battle is close and it doesn't need to be close, it's not too satisfying. And ideally for me, I actually like getting clean sheets if I can get it, because it feels really satisfying. However, in this battle we aren't gonna get it because he had Ice Punch in that Lucario, and that was completely unexpected. So anyways, I go into Tapu Fini, kind of just scouting out what this Mewtwo has, because if you guys have never used Mewtwo, it has such an obscure learn set. Like, it learns basically everything in the game. I mean, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, like Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball. Like, it has all the basic coverage options. I don't think it learns any water or grass type moves, but it has Ice and Fire. So that's that. So anyways, here I'm tempted to just Dynamax and match this Mewtwo, although I realize that Nature's Madness is still gonna do half damage no matter what. So this Dynamax ain't gonna help him. It ain't gonna save him from the big damage, and that's really nice right there. So anyways, though, he does set up the Hailstorm, which is gonna affect both of us mutually. I figured I should just meet him with another Nature's Madness to take him real low, and he goes for his Psychic type attack there, the Max Mindstorm, which does really good damage. I don't know why he didn't start with that one. Maybe he wasn't sure what type this Tapu Fini was, although I thought that his Pokemon were the kind that do not play. I thought his Pokemon, when they get down, they're a different beast. So anyways, here I go into the Magnezone, because I figured he might just go for another Psychic attack and I can finish him off with a Wall Switch, although he does reveal that he has Recover. So what that tells me is that this guy has nothing to do against Heatran. So I figured I should bring in the Magnezone. Well, I mean, the Magnezone was for the Side Strike, but it turned out to be very good here because it's going to bait out a Fire type attack, so I can Wall Switch into Heatran, which will be untouchable by this Mewtwo. So all he can do is his Side Strike, which really shouldn't even matter that much against Heatran. And he also boosts my Fire type attacks because of Flash Fire. So, this Recover right here ain't gonna save him. And even if it did, I have Taunts available and ready, so I can shut down this Mewtwo. So unfortunately right there, I actually end up missing. But I figured, the Magma Storm should take it out. So I'm just going to follow up instead of wasting turns going for another taunt. Now the Side Strike actually does really big damage, but it's not going to save him here from the Magma Storm. So that right there is GG.